Hey there, B-Siders. Welcome to Bravo for the B-Side. I'm Danny.
I'm Jim.
And for today's episode, we have something pretty cool.
Yeah. Another screener.
Yeah.
Someone reached out to us, and someone who's friends with Alex Cox.
A very cool someone.
Yeah. Very cool. You'll
Yeah.
find out in just a second. Has done quite a bit, but made this wonderful little film.
Yeah.
Want to know if we'd be interested in seeing it, and we certainly were.
Of course.
Yep. And kind of awesome all the way through.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get to that in just a moment. Bonus, this individual is also going to do an interview with us.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
One day I'm going to explode from all of the excitement from these
I know.
interviews.
They've been piling up.
I know.
Like, just after you said that.
I know. And I'm up to here with it.
Are you?
Yeah. In a good way.
Okay. Maybe the following episode after you hear this, scheduling. Maybe the next episode or the second episode after. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's been a little crazy.
It has.
It's been a couple weeks since we've actually sat down
on recording night.
Right.
For a recording.
Yeah. This is June 7th as we're recording. This episode, I believe the 23rd.
Okay.
I can find out in just a second. But yeah, we had so many interviews so close together and the viewings that we just did like bam, 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 multiple recording sessions.
I know.
Within a 2-week period. So
it's kind of worked out because the world the last couple of weeks has been kind of crazy.
Well, that's true. So with being the 7th of June, by the time people are listening to this, who knows where things are going to be.
Right.
But we've had days and days of protests. We've had have COVID. We have a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
A lot of things. Hopefully by the time this airs, a corner will have been turned.
Yes.
Right. And things are heading in a good direction.
Well, that is the idea.
I mean, I know it's kind of a quick thing, but I think maybe we're at the point now after decades and decades and decades where we can want something quick, and we can expect it. I mean, because a lot of this really, you can't change human behavior real quickly, but legislation can change a lot of things.
That's true.
Very quickly. So,
man.
Anyway, let's hope. So yeah, this will come out the 23rd of June. But yeah, we've had it's been 2 weeks since we've recorded.
I missed it.
I know. It's nice being in here. Almost forgot how to set everything up.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me tell you about this movie.
Yeah. Tell me about this movie.
All right.
That we're getting into.
Okay. So, this movie will have been released by the time this episode airs.
June 12th is the release date.
Yeah. So, it is called Wild Boar. And it was directed by Barney Berman, who is the person who reached out to us about this movie.
Yep.
He also co-wrote it with Andrew P. Jones. It stars Daniel Roebuck, Raina Hardesty, Angie Duke, Douglas Tate.
Augie.
Oh, yeah. Augie Duke. Whoops. Douglas Tate, Jessica Sonneborn, and Barney Berman himself.
Yeah.
It was not rated.
I forgot to ask him about the budget.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of back and forths.
Yeah.
And I simply forgot to ask. So, but we'll find out in the next encounter with him.
Mm-hmm. So the log line for this movie is a small group of treasure seekers, also known as geocachers, who trek into the desert to conquer a geocache challenge. Out in the wild, they stumble upon a forbidden world flooded with radiation and inhabited by a race of bloodthirsty mutants who have evolved from pigs.
Yes.
So, just real quick before we kind of jump into this, geocaching is a really interesting hobby.
It is.
My dad has done it for years. But usually, I mean, as far as I know, he searches for like their little plaques and stuff.
Right.
That mark locations.
Yeah. And it began with nature people. It wasn't finding treasures. It was finding those secret little places.
Yes.
And that's kind of how I kind of found out about it, because living in Arizona, I was out in the desert so much. I had my GPS.
Right.
Because you can get lost super quick in the mountains, in the woods. So, It's always nice to have, and it wasn't super fancy. Here's my point A. And then at any point, I'd be like, okay, I want to go back, follow the little trail. But also I used it to mark things that I found, like that knife from the mid 1800s that I kicked up accidentally from the dirt. And I always marked those little things, all the special pottery things that I would find, the shards and stuff.
Yeah, because you would bring it to the university and let them know where you found it.
Yeah, and they were like, nice. But yeah, little things like that, and then it turned into this. Well, I'm going to hide this here.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a cool hobby, and it's something that isn't. It's not super mainstream popular.
No.
But once you meet people who do geocaching, they're like super passionate about it.
Oh yeah.
And it's kind of cool, the things that you can find. Anyway.
Few things about Mr. Barney Berman. Makeup department, actor, producer. He is an Oscar winner, ladies and gentlemen, for Best Achievement in Makeup for 2009's Star Trek. Nominated for makeup in Grimm, Dawn of the Dead, 2004 version. He worked on Grimm, Tropic Thunder, Zombieland, Double Tap. Very recent.
Yeah.
Star Trek Into Darkness, Teen Wolf, the TV series, the TV show Medium, for those of you who are really like Patricia Arquette and remember that show, and so many things more. I think
many more things.
It's huge, the listing.
All of them have excellent makeup.
Well, they do. And he's very good at what he does. Yeah. He's been at this for a long time.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
So, without further ado,
let's jump into this.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So, the opening of this film is in a Super 8 format with some very 50s or 60s science film jumpy music. Some of you may know what that's all about. And just really weird, generic, random stuff, all jumpy, way jumpier than it should be for, science. Because nothing's going on. And it's also claymation.
Yeah.
So we have a claymation doctor walking with a claymation pig down a dark hallway. And then we see just various shots. We see pigs in a kitchen, various scenes that are all claymation. There's a pig in a car. And then there's 3 scientists watching these various pigs. And then in the background, there's a nuclear explosion, big mushroom cloud, and the scene blows out.
Yeah.
And then, boom. Now we're not back to you, but we're in regular film now.
Right. Live action.
Yep. We have a woman swimming in a pond. She finds a safe box and is trying to open it underwater. She does finally get it open, and there's a lot of bubbles coming out of it. She surfaces with something, and it's a little box that was in the bigger box, and she's calling out to someone who's not around. So she gets out, starts looking around for him, finds him sitting on a rock, and he's playing on his phone. She hands over the box, and he's like, ah! And then they open it up, and the first thing pulled out is a keychain with a plastic pig on it.
And she is very excited about this.
Yes.
She thinks it's like kismet because she loves pigs.
Yep.
She's all about pigs.
Yep. And he gets all, I think that's something because you like pigs. So he kind of establishes himself a little bit as a dick.
Yeah.
But we get confirmation later. So he pulls out a bag. He's really excited, and he reaches in and pulls out a gold-colored metal ball. He's pissed. He calls it a Benoit ball. And this is where we find out they're geocache hunters. And the rule for this in the film and in real life, you take what you find, but you leave something of equal value to put back in the box. So they leave this old bracelet. And then there are some like hog noises kind of faintly here and there. But yeah, that ball was...
And it jingles.
Yeah, it's a jingle ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the hog noises kind of transition us to this abandoned building in the desert. And there's like a lot of graffiti and there's creepy dolls in the building. It's not full of them, but there's like 2. And that's plenty of creepy dolls.
It's that kind of post-apocalyptic look.
Yeah. And then someone who looks, I call them a sand raider.
I know.
Just comes bursting through one of the walls. And then someone else with like a boarish head comes through and the sand raider cuts him down.
Yep.
Like no hesitation, just. And then he has this little box and he fiddles with it a little bit and there's a little light on top and it starts lighting up and blinking. So we get the sense that this is some sort of transmitter.
Right.
Of some kind. And then someone else has come through and they're shooting at him. He buries it and he like runs out and he ends up tangling with another kind of sand raidery looking thing. And it's very reminiscent of some sort of nuclear wasteland.
Right.
Right. And then the sand raider looks like he gets taken out.
Yes.
By it has been a really long time, and I had tried to think of the last time I saw one of these, like that was new. Since watching one of these kind of like, I don't know what to call it. There's a word for it, but it's like a gross, squeamish.
I know. I thought you would have had it by now.
Like a nasty fest.
Because you brought it up when we were watching it.
I know, and then I didn't look it up because I don't really know how. I mean, I guess I could do it now, but it seems like it's a little late for that.
Well, because, I don't know. Maybe everyone wants to listen to a podcast where searches are done in real time for minutes and minutes in silence. Just sit and pray.
No, don't do that.
No. You know what? Now would be a time to play some soothing sounds while you're searching for your phrase that you don't know how to search on.
I don't.
And our listeners...
You have no idea what I'm Googling right now.
...will wrap themselves in the sound, much like Lamb did when she woke up in the reservoir. It sounded kind of like this.
I don't know. It's just it's like I don't know, gross fest.
Well, I think Gross Fest does it. It's quick and to the point.
Yeah.
Right? Once it starts happening, it happens fast. It happens frequently. It's not all blood and gore. It's creepy. Creepy. And
it's super creepy.
And that setting is popular because it fucking works. That post-apocalyptic, hills have eyes out in the middle of nowhere. Just, oh God, nasty beyond nasty living.
Yeah.
Brings such a visual discomfort that you can't help but physically get involved in the story. Ugh.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I've camped, I've roughed it, I've slept in open desert for days and days and days. That's beautiful. These fucking... It has good production value.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fantastic makeup.
Yeah, everything. And let's not forget this, sound.
Oh, yeah.
We've always talked about...
Sound design is really good.
It's really good. And again, folks, you can use a, iPhone 4 to film your movie. If you invest your money in sound over the camera, it will be 1,000 times better than doing it the other way around. Because the big fad right now is the Blackmagic camera.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You can get, I guess, like the starter version of it for like $2,000. And it's 4K. It takes beautiful stuff. I actually found a video. Anton made a video of him playing with it.
Oh, okay.
And with a new mount that his friend bought, and he was trying out, see if it would work with his camera and stuff and that. But I tell you what, I would spend And these cameras can go up to like 10 grand.
Oh yeah, easily.
If you got $5,000 for equipment, I would put at least 3 into sound.
Yeah.
Okay. Get the microphones. Microphones are the number one thing. You can
get a good mic.
You can record shit onto your fucking iPad. Right. I've done it. I've got my Solo from Focusrite. We've got the M58. Plug that shit in. Bam. Got a little recording center.
But if you don't have a good mic,
you're not going to fucking get anywhere. You know, I filter and do things with our recordings, but we spend a shit ton on these mics so that my level of having to fuck around with stuff is very simplified.
Yeah.
I've got some just technical things to work out, like this, size of the room, any kind of echo, that
these are very good mics.
Yeah, they are. So yeah, if you're going to film and you've got a budget for equipment, spend it on the sound first, because no matter how beautiful the picture is, if we can't fucking hear what's going on or if it's garbled, and you can only process sound so much before it comes across as grainy, wavy, warbly. It has that process compressed sound.
Yeah.
Right. So microphone first, worry about the camera later.